Hi YouTube, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about tomatoes. Stay tuned. So there are some tomatoes that I've tried and I'm not going to grow again, and others that I'm definitely going to grow every year, and some that are new this year. First, I'm going to talk about the ones that I'm not going to grow again. The yellow pear, great producer. They did split a lot, but my family just didn't care for the flavor. Most of them went into the tomato sauce. The beefsteak, the only reason I'm not growing that one is I also have a super beefsteak, so I don't really need both. My first year, I've already gotten rid of the seed packets. I grew homestead tomatoes and Roma tomatoes. They were both determinants, and to me they just tasted like store-bought tomatoes. So I already gave them away mostly, but I didn't care for the flavor, so I started looking at more heirloom varieties last year, and many of those I really loved. For cherry, I did the sweetie tomato last year. Very delicious. It's a sweet little tomato, good producer. Definitely growing that one again. The Paul Robeson. A lot of people say it's their favorite tomato because of its flavor, so I wanted to try it, and I didn't care for it too much. It was okay, like mixed in with the other tomatoes for the tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, but I didn't like it on its own. My husband did, but he doesn't eat that many tomatoes. So I will grow it again, but I'm only doing one. The Amish paste. As a fresh eater, it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't wow you with flavor, but it is a really good producer and it is good for sauce, so I am growing more of those. The pink ox heart. Now this is one of my favorites. I will always grow this. The flavor is just superb. This is the flavor I was waiting for. When I watched other people's videos and talk about the amazing flavor of homegrown tomatoes, especially heirloom homegrown tomatoes, this is one. It doesn't produce a lot of quantity in numbers, but the ones that it produces are huge. There's very little juice, very little seeds, enough seeds to save that you're not worried about saving seeds, but not very much of the gel. It's great for paste tomato, and it's really good for tomato sandwiches. My other favorite last year was the Brandywine Red. Very similar taste to the pink ox heart. Very fruity flavor. Pretty good producer. It was the first one to get blight though, but it was so good. I have to grow that. The beefsteak, the super beefsteak, was also pretty good. Was not quite as mind-blowing as the last two, but it was a really good flavor. And for a slicer, there wasn't a whole lot of juice in there either. So those I will definitely grow every year. As for the new tomatoes, I got a lot because they all look delicious. And since I liked the Brandywine and the pink ox heart so much, I was looking more for like the pink ones or the ones with like a fruity flavor as described in the book. Not that I've ever actually tried them. But for cherry, blueberries, cherry tomato. The Delicious is supposed to be a really good producer. I got the seeds for very cheap. The Rutgers is supposed to be a very good producer. And I need good producers for sauce because I've already gone through all the sauce that I made, so I need more. And I am growing more tomatoes, but I'm still limited on where I can put them. So there's so many varieties to try. I'm only growing one or two of each. This one's a Russian one. A Zoichka? Maybe? But this was This one is supposed to be a good producer and have good flavor. The rose tomato. It's a pink one, described as having a fruity flavor, so I got that one. Sun Globe, a lot of people talk about. I think this one's a smaller, yeah, this is only a 5 to 8 ounce size of tomato, but it's supposed to be a good flavor, and usually with the smaller tomatoes you get a lot more of them, so we'll see how that goes through the year. Then there is the Marglobe, which this one is a bigger tomato, averaging about a pound, and it's supposed to be really good for sauce. And then I got the pineapple tomato because it's another fruity flavor one. And these are supposed to be pretty big, like 2 pound each tomatoes. So I am starting them in these 6-cell trays, but these are the extra large ones. It's like 2.5 by 2.25 inches. I still will have to transplant them into bigger cups before they go outside, but they can stay in these a little bit longer than if I had put them in the small cells. Now, these are all indeterminate tomatoes, so I'm not going to do the Florida weave again because that was really better for a determinate tomato. I am going to single stake them all on furring strips. I'm really excited for the new varieties, and I will keep you up to date on how they taste and what kind of production I am getting out of them. Now, I have such a variety of tomatoes because we use them for so many things. We've got spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce, tomato sauce. We eat a lot of fresh in salads, on sandwiches. So I really want a lot of different types of tomatoes depending on what I'm using them for. And even though I'm only starting with 24 tomatoes right now, after the cool weather crops come out of the garden, I'm gonna put some more in, about 16 more tomatoes in, probably by June. Last year, as we got towards the end of the season, most of these tomatoes were not producing as much anymore, so I'm hoping by putting in a second round that I'll get more production straight up until frost comes. But that also means I'm definitely gonna have to can some tomatoes midsummer and not just wait until wintertime when I have nothing else to can. Because I'm not gonna have the room in my freezer for all of these tomatoes. Last year I grew a total of 15 tomatoes. I did put a second round out from the suckers from the original tomatoes, but I didn't get them planted into the ground until beginning of August. So all the tomatoes that were on those were green when our first frost hit. So tell me guys, what tomatoes are you excited to grow this year? What are your favorite tomatoes? What will you always grow in your garden? Or if this is your first year, what are you excited to try? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're all safe and well. And remember, life's an adventure. Thanks for joining me in mine. God bless.